episode, the ASMR podcast, Big Belly Pats.
ASMR? What's ASMR?
That's like
Sorry.
when it's like when when people do the I don't know what it stands for, but people do like some ASMR, they talk real low and they make all the sounds and like different things. It's like I can hear that in my mind. I don't know. You can hear like beards rustling and stuff.
I can't do those sounds.
Yeah. I don't know. They
Alright.
do. I don't even know what that
Well,
shit stands for.
welcome to episode 34. Yes,
34.
this is right.
As I was getting ready, and the Daniel's already just letting you all know, I broke my headphones.
Can you show us? Oh no, you've super glued it.
I don't. So they're. I would show you, but they're currently held in an awkward position with glue on them because they work. It's just they're little. One of my things a little.
It was like doing like this.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah. It was a little flop, and those headphones are not cheap. So I'm hoping I get them working. If not, I'm hoping when 11/11 comes on, that's pretty much the prime day.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
See if Daniel can give me some. The brand is called Sennheiser, and this certain one they don't make anymore. It's called like PXC 550. They don't make them anymore. So like I've looked on the website a while ago because I had to get new cushions. I looked at them for a while ago. They don't make them anymore, but I really like them. I love them to work out in. So I don't want to get I don't want to get another brand, but like another product on their line. I want this one. So I did find these exact ones. People sell them on like eBay, like brand new, for like £80. So it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
But if I might wait till 11/11 and see if there's a steal and see if I can get Daniel. Obviously, looking at how much it's going to be plus shipping. If that's going to be more than me just getting it here, I might just bite the bullet. But so I'm rocking the AirPods. Lucy's done my hair, but I have not cut my hair. I'm doing that today. So, Mama, nice. I'm sorry. Your boy looks like 12 years a slave, but I'm working on it.
Jesus.
You know, that's what they be looking like. Just nappy. Slaves is nappy. I mean, no offense to them, but they ain't have nobody doing lineups in the 1700s. So. I mean, if you think about it,
I don't think that was their fucking concern at the time. I don't think they were worried about their fucking hairline being lined up and cut nicely.
I'm just saying, man. You never seen one that was fresh, so. But I get it. It's not top of the priority list. Yeah, bigger things to worry about. So. But yeah, I'm looking a little rough, so I'm cutting today. I have my sign. It's my sign. But we had it on the wall. I gotta find another way to get it on the wall. So you can see the little point right there. That's some sticky stuff that came off. So I gotta find another way to get it on the wall without, if it falls off, ripping paint off.
Fair enough.
So dealing with that, man. Work. I did my first week. Thankfully, I'm back at working from home. Loving it. Friday was a bitch. Friday. Oh, let me say this.
Wow.
And I'm gonna say this on because I don't have any of the people that I work with on my social. The job, my current job. I'm not gonna say the company name, but I love the job. Job is cool. Everyone's cool to work with. It's very like if you're on your shit, it's very chill. It's no micromanaging. Like I'm working from home now, which is amazing. With 3 days a week, but like I ain't gotta be on the phone. I ain't gotta really talk to nobody. As long as you handle your shit outside of like a question you might ask or an odd meeting, it's super chill. So, but anyways, in the office, when I go in the office, I have my AirPods in. Now, sometimes I have no music playing. I just be meddling at what people be talking about. And everyone at my job is 95% women. I said this before, between the ages of like, the youngest might be like 22, the oldest might be like 40 or something. But I was telling Lucy about this. It's cool working with all women. There's not ever been an issue. I have, in these few weeks that I've been around these women, I've learned way too much about these women's lives. Way too much. Just details that I didn't need to know about their personal lives. They tend to overshare, but they're not sharing with me. But I'm sitting like in the thick of all of them.
So you just collateral
So
damage.
I just
You
hear.
just get the scraps.
Yeah, and I hear stuff and I'm like,
I didn't want to hear that. Can you whisper that rather?
Yeah.
You want to take it outside? I don't need to hear that.
And it's just weird when you learn some of these things about them, you tend to like look at them in a different light that you know that you shouldn't. Nothing like.
Not drastic, like they murdered someone.
No. Oh, if they did, if they did, I'm not telling nobody. Snitches get stitches. I ain't saying shit. But I ain't saying shit. But yeah, man, I've learned too much about two of them in particular. One of the girls, everything that she eats is beige. You ever heard that before? Like she doesn't eat nothing. There's no fruits or no vegetables in this girl's diet. It's fries, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, maybe a burger. You might get some dark brown in there. But and she told me this, and I'm like, because one day we were sitting there, they were talking about, could it be like a Christmas party coming up, and they were like trying to find a place to go eat, to like Italian and all this stuff, and I was like, all right, why don't you? Because I don't really know Liverpool like that to be recommended restaurants, so I'm like, and y'all from here, so I'm like, whatever y'all say, I'm gonna just go with that. That's cool. But so they were just throwing out ideas, and I was like, fuck it, Italian, it's cool, it's whatever. I'm down with Italian. I get some pasta. And she was like, no, because I don't eat. Basically, everything she named that she don't eat, I'm like, bruh, like, nigga, you don't eat nothing but like chips. Like, what do you eat? And she was like, yeah. She was like, if they got like chicken nuggets and fries. In my head, I'm like, bitch, you like 20 something. What do you
What's
mean?
Wrong with people? Chicken nuggets, come on, man. I don't like chicken nuggets.
She had some soup, and it was like just broth. And I was like, yo, I asked her, like, what are you eating? She's like, oh, I got some soup. And I looked at it, the little bowl she had, and I was like, ain't no noodles in there, ain't no chicken, ain't no what kind of soup is that? She's like, no, it's a soup that I made. It was pretty much like broth and seasoning. And I was like, all your food, even the soup, it's just all beige. You just like you just beige. And these kind of people, I'm like, I judge people like this. And you can ask Lucy, when I get quiet, and you know this as well. If I'm somewhere and I'm quiet, I'm just looking around, I really start studying people. And I just tend to be like, because Lucy was saying we were somewhere and she was like, yeah, you was quiet. And then randomly you leaned over. I leaned over at Lucy and I was just like, that girl got a bad build. like I just be studying people and just noticing things.
I've noticed that Nick shuts up and I'm like, he's over this conversation. Now he's judging you. He's done with the intros. He doesn't really want to talk to you anymore. He's just judging you. Whatever you say now, he's going, yeah.
I've had those moments where like when I gotta look at someone now, and I'll be like, have you ever thought like when you stop and just actually look at this person, they're actually really ugly if you really look at them. Like if you notice all of their face, it's not a good face. So, but anyways, yeah, I've learned too much about these young ladies. We have this Christmas party coming up, and I'm debating on if I should go or not. Because here's my reasoning. And here's my reasoning is, so on my team, not take away from the podcast, but on my team, there is, I would say max, I think it's about 20 of us. I think it's about 20 total. Now, granted, the company is massive. There's a shitload of teams everywhere, but on my team, it's about 20 of us. And out of all those 20, I'm the youngest guy. I'm 33. I'm the youngest guy. Everyone else is married and or married with kids. or has just kids. Like two of the guys are like granddads. Um, so they're all older.
Mm.
Like the next age to me, he might be 36 or something. But he's like married, full, like, don't get me wrong, and I got my shorty and stuff, but like we go and do stuff. We can do our separate things. These dudes don't. So when they having this Christmas party, I'm like, okay, yeah, the Christmas party sound cool. Then I said, wait, hold on, who's gonna be there?
Everybody.
And no, it's all the women. So
The
and
guys can't
then
go.
well, all the guys are like, oh, I can't do it. I have to do this with my kids or this with the family, da da da. And this one guy named, not gonna say his name, but he was like, he said, yeah, I'll try to make it. And then when they asked me, I was like, yeah, I'll come. But then they asked me first, and I was like, yeah, I'll come. And then all the other guys flaked out. And then one guy was like, yeah, I'll try to make it. So then I'm telling Lucy, I'm like, look, I want to go to the Christmas party because it's probably gonna say it's not gonna be cool. I paid £10. It's all you can eat, all you can drink, whatever. It sounds cool. I was like, but I'm nervous about going because
You
if I
don't know the
go,
girls yet.
I don't know them that well yet, especially
Yeah.
if drinks are involved.
Yeah.
I don't want to be if I'm there and it's me and this one guy. Like he's cool, but I don't really know what to talk to him about. He's kind of I don't know. I don't really know what to talk to him about. But then I'm also like, if he flakes out and he don't say nothing in a group, and I just show up expecting, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be two guys there, and I'm the only dude
Yeah.
with
I get you.
15 white women. I'm like, I'm oh man. Man,
It just reminds
so
me
I'm just
of the frisbee story for the kids.
Yeah, it's like
Same shit, just different fucking kind of shit.
so I'm just like, oh man, I want to go, but I just don't want to be the only guy. I really don't want to be the only guy, and I don't know. And I can just picture it in my head because they're like, well, we're gonna go here to eat, then we're gonna walk to this bar, then we're gonna do this. I'm like, and I don't want to be the only big old black
Babysitter.
dude walking around with a bunch of small white women. It just the from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't. People would look like if I saw someone else doing that, I'll be like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
How did you get the invite?
Yeah. And people might not think like that, but I'm just like,
no, but we don't know your perspective. It's different.
Right.
We like as one of those girls. They're gonna think, oh no, we don't think like that. You're one of us, blah blah. And you're like, I'm not one of you. I'm just work with you. It's
only different. Been there a month. I don't even really know y'all like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. But outside of that, job has been straight. Nice. Haven't really been. I've already talked about my dad coming.
Yeah, you did. You mentioned him.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much, man. Just chilling, living. Stace was here this past weekend. You met Stace, right?
I know Stacy. I was on the phone call with you.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah. Stace was here. She kicked it with us for the weekend. So yeah, man, I just been chilling. I know we big belly pats. I ain't been patting since.
I've been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I've been busy.
Yeah. So this is Daniel's turn now to tell us all about his travels.
Well, I haven't traveled loads, but I went to Shenzhen for the first time, a city down
Side
south.
note, Shenzhen is probably my favorite city in China.
And I've got to question that because what the fuck for? Excuse my language.
You don't like Shenzhen?
My goodness gracious me. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's start the whole thing. All right, so it's hot.
It's south.
It's really flipping hot. It was hot. And it's wintertime. It's wintertime now in Shenyang. So I knew it was gonna be hot. I knew it. I wasn't prepared for it. Because I went there with shorts. I had only but shorts. Bro, our hotel was a 10-minute walk to the school. I was drenched in sweat by the time I got there. I was like, what for? What's this for? Why? Why are we doing this? Why would anyone do that? Nah, man. No ways. It was ridiculous heat. My goodness. It was there was a few and look, the whole trip in itself was for me was really, really insightful. I gained a lot from it. And that's saying something from a teacher's perspective when it comes to professional development. Because I can imagine like teachers in America, teachers in South Africa, teachers in the UK, when you're going through like PDs and the administrative people are running it, which is like another person has no idea what to do in the classroom is giving me advice to do in the classroom. But this professional development, 90% of it was led by teachers running sessions, like mini hour sessions, and you could pick and choose what you wanted, build like a whole program. So from that point of view, the PD was really, really cool. The whole trip itself was really, really cool. I enjoyed it. I really did. Met some really cool people. And it felt like there were many like small moments that I was like, oh wow, I could do this in my classroom. Oh wow, we can do this. Oh wow, let me try this. But there were also moments where like, damn, we actually are doing a flipping good job at our school, which was what you also need. You know, you need that.
It's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, like you'd be like, and I think I feel like it was a really good trip. Shenzhen itself was nice. There were loads of flipping expensive though. Damn. I went so the one night we had like food and drinks at the school and it was a nice live band. It was really nice vibes. I enjoyed it. And then we went back to the hotel and another teacher called up and said, hey, do you want to come meet me for a beer? And I wasn't drinking. I have stopped drinking for a long time now because of my head, and that will get to the hospital scene soon. And then it was nice. Just paid 56 RMB for 2 Coke Zeros, which was like, what the flip sakes?
What?
Yeah. I said it right. 56 RMB for a Coke Zero for 2. At this one place
The small bottles or the big bottles?
This was 28 RMB for one at the restaurants at SeaWorld. That place is a living nightmare.
I feel like you was at SeaWorld. That's SeaWorld,
that's
though.
where our hotel was right there. Our hotel was cool. George and I stayed together. It was really nice. No, the whole trip was cool. There was no issues. The flight to Shenzhen was really bad. I was like, I'm going to die type turbulence. But yeah, back it was cool.
Pause. I still want you to continue, but what's that girl's name who be talking shit? Because I don't be paying attention to you.
Talking shit?
That you remember that one teacher that you got? She was like, "Yeah, the video is good, but Nick be on his phone and he don't be me."
Oh, Ruth.
Yeah. So I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm just putting glue on my headphone again. So continue.
Yes, I know.
Ruth.
I was like, damn, what is he doing here? He's trying to throw me under the bus. I haven't said shit like that. That was cool. And then I fell into a trap that Nick has fallen into a trap many times. So on Sunday, George and I and a couple of others were like, we kind of like volunteered to go on a later flight back home. So like some teachers went back Saturday night, some teachers went back Sunday morning, and there weren't enough tickets for Sunday morning. They were the original flight was Sunday afternoon, late afternoon. So we had the morning in Shenzhen, which was cool. We woke up late. We went for breakfast, and then George was like, "Hey, let's go walk. Let's go find this mall. This mall looks cool." So I was like, "Cool."
Stop listening to them white people, man.
And he was like, "To be fair, apparently I heard wrong, but I didn't hear wrong." He was like, "No, it's a 10-minute walk. It was a 10-minute bike ride. It was a 35-minute walk." And we walked and walked and walked, and we started coming to this like really, really fancy area of Shenzhen. Like, whoa, this is like super fancy. We passed a school that I knew because that's where like I've met some of the other ads from, and it was another school that visited our school. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Took a picture. I said to the guys like, "Hey, I'm at your school, man. It's cool." And then we carried on walking, and we found this place called Princess Bay, but there was nobody, absolutely nobody in this area. Nothing, not a car, just a bucket load of construction workers. So many construction workers. And George just kept saying, no, we're just down the road, down the road, down the road. Walk down the road. Get to this mall. He's like, oh, the mall's here. It's cool. It was the biggest K11 you can imagine. Think about the K11 in Shenyang, times it by 10. It is huge. Just closed.
Yeah.
Just closed. Just under construction. We were walking. Then we eventually found the ferry center, the cruise center. So you go and catch the cruises to Hong Kong and places like that. We had walked almost halfway to the bloody airport. We were just, and I was like, damn, bro, we are so far away from our town. We eventually got back into the
thing. It hits you. You got to walk back.
No. There was a subway. I was like,
okay,
I'm going down the subway. He's like, I agree. We grabbed some because we went to like the cruise like airport place where you catch the ferries. It was literally like an airport. We were in like a cruise airport place. So we then just had some coffee, some drinks, whatever, and then went into the subway, and it was a one stop. I was like, we walked that far for one stop? One damn subway stop? We were right by where we were. And I was like, holy molies. But yeah, it was cool. It was a nice trip. I really enjoyed it. It was nice because you flew with funny story. I'm going to expose them. Norina, Olivia, and Greta. They sat together. So one thing you need to know about Olivia, and she'll admit it. I believe Greta is a scary. She's a bit of a nervous fly. She doesn't like flying, and I think she did cry once or twice on the flight. It was a hectic flight, hands down.
Okay.
It was the flight to Shenzhen. I did not enjoy. That was really not nice. But they got told to keep quiet on numerous occasions.
Whoa. They were told to be quiet? The girls?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because obviously,
Damn
like
foreigners.
I don't really like flying. I prefer bigger planes because the turbulence is much higher and it's less turbulence. I'm not a fan of doing intercity travel or city traveling when it's flying because I'm just like, I don't like the turbulence. And I'm quiet. I put my headphones in or I read a book, and I'm pretty much like nervous flyer, so I'm quiet. But these three ladies, I could hear them. But you see, the thing is, the difference is when you're flying around and traveling with colleagues, you don't notice how loud they are because you're used to it at work.
Yeah, you hear it every day.
Yeah, so like what they were doing was normal, but not normal for anyone else around them. So they were told to keep quiet on 2 or 3 and I got off the pen. I was like, Olivia, you didn't sleep. She's like, no. And I was like, next time pick your partner correctly. It was yep. Everyone was yapping, and I was like, And then George was like, yeah, I sat next to Daniel, and I even had a little bit of a nap. And I was like, yeah, normally people next to me have a nap. And I was just like, Olivia, by the time when I've flown with you or traveled with you, I turn left, and then I would be like, damn, bro, this lady's fallen asleep and we haven't even taken off. And I noticed she did not have a nap at all. So they were busy at the back of the plane, and one of the other teachers had a few beers as well. So yeah, it was good. It was a good staff trip, and it was really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was cool to hear them get told off a couple of times because we got off the plane and they were like, yeah, we were told 3 times to shut up, and I was like,
damn,
that's a damn. Representing us badly, aren't you? But
jeez.
yeah.
So you didn't like? I like Shenzhen. I went to Shenzhen in the summer.
See, I think it was. I wish we could have more time because it would have been nice to be more
school stuff.
Yeah. So if you went there, I wouldn't say no to going back. I would definitely want to go there because it's a nice avenue to go to Hong Kong as well, because now with obviously no COVID restrictions, the ferries are operating nicely. So yeah, it was it was pretty chilled. It was nothing. It was just hot. We're not used to it. It's not. Yeah, that was the hot
Have
thing. I
you
mean,
have you been to Chengdu?
yeah,
Chengdu or Chongqing?
with the pandas.
Have you been there?
Yeah, that's hot. That's humid.
That place was
Yeah.
full.
Because you're in the forest areas, and if you go to the panda grounds, it is like, what am I doing here?
Well, because the whole city is built in the middle of a fucking jungle.
Yeah, and it is hot,
Yeah,
and they like spicy food, which is like, why,
yeah.
why,
I
why,
don't get
why,
that.
why do you do that? Why?
I don't-
Where's the cool shit? I want cool. I
yeah,
want fruit and
uh,
ice cold things, and I'm like, why? Why is
yeah,
everything hot? No, it doesn't work
yeah.
like that.
I don't mind. And like and I love spicy food, but like
Oh yeah,
in
but
China, you know, pretty sure everyone on the pod knows like they love hot pot, especially North. They
mm.
love hot pot. I really can't stand hot pot. But either way,
Same here.
it be hot as hell. Let's go for hot pot, bitch. It's
And the
hot
Szechuan
outside.
spice. The Szechuan spice is
Yeah,
that really spicy shit.
I hate it when
That's the
what's
stuff
the
that
one
makes you
what
sweat.
makes what's the one that makes your
The
lips
numbing.
spicy? I hate that.
Num.
I hate
The
that.
num.
I
Yeah,
hate that.
that's a special type of pepper or a corn type peppercorn. I think I don't know. Maybe it's a spice,
Mm,
but that's the
I
numbing
hate it.
spice that they have. But Sichuan, I think Sichuan pepper is like that. I could be mistaken, but Sichuan is the province where Chengdu is. Am I right? Am I wrong? And it's the Sichuan spice, and that is really, really hot. And you're like I remember waking up at 6 a.m. and Don wanted to play with the drone, and we walked to the river, which was like 300 meters from our hotel. We walked there, and I was dripping, and I was like, it's 6 a.m. I'm not supposed to be dripping this much. Why?
Yeah,
Yo,
it's just because it's humid as shit.
it's so humid. And it's like,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I mean, I met someone today. They're studying Chinese for the next 2 years. They're from America. They're new to China. They're for about 2 years. They've got their bachelors and everything like that. So they're like brand new to China, and they were playing frisbee for the first time with us. But obviously, she's played frisbee before, and she knows a couple of the families that we teach for the students. And she was like, yeah, because like we were talking about it, I was like, bro, Chinese people don't sweat. They don't.
No,
They
no,
don't. And I think we maybe mentioned this once or twice, but again
they don't
today,
stink.
like they don't stink and they don't sweat. And then after me running around for 2 hours, I sweat and I stink. I smell
Hmm.
like a construction worker that ate too much garlic. Don't know how, I don't know where it came from, but it just flipping stunk. So yeah, when you go to Chengdu and you're like in the spice haven and everything like that, you just be like, don't you like even when like I mean I'll admit it. Like if I eat something spicy, I'm like, damn, that's good, but my eyes are watering, I got sweat here. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh, that was so spicy. Ooh, ooh. And then you look at them and they're like nothing. Absolutely nothing. But yes. Before I go into the fall festival, we're 30 minutes in, and I don't think anyone can see it, but there's a new addition to my face. There's a new
oh
addition,
yeah.
and
Daniel
it's not a
likes
cute.
opening up doors with his face.
No, it's not. It wasn't a door. But there's it's not a dimple. I wish it was a dimple, but there's a scar on the top above my eyebrow right here. And yeah, so some of you, I wish. First of all, people were like, "Oh, did a frisbee hit you in the head?" And I was like, "I'm not that bad at frisbee. I can catch the frisbee. Thank you very much. I'm pretty good at catching the frisbee. I don't want people to know that a frisbee hit me in the head because that means I missed it. But and no one punched me. I'm still allowed to work in China, so there was no fight. But some of you might know that when it comes to needles,
You a
now
bitch.
not no relax, man. So when it comes to things going inside and staying inside and then coming out, like vaccines.
Pause.
Okay.
This is the way you worded it. I was like, oh, okay, pause. All right.
I even gave the description on the shoulder for a vaccine. All
That's
right,
cool.
okay. And tattoos. So tattoos, the needles going there on my skin. That's cool. No problems. But taking my blood, don't know why, but I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because first of all, you have to fast to take blood. So you wake up in the morning, you don't
Oh, you
eat
can't eat.
breakfast, can
Yeah.
eat, can drink shit. And I like my breakfast. I have oats with protein, or I have eggs and bacon and have coffee. So I'm sorted, hopper six. I'm full, belly, nice, move on. But now, I've had to go to the hospital and have to do blood tests. And I was like, oh, please. And I don't like needles. And I'm telling and this is where my X-Pack tip will come in. And it is super helpful. And if you can do it, do it. It's something that you need to really know the ins and outs. So, background check, or background story, should I say, is that there's a couple of international places in Shenyang that you can go to the doctors. I think the one was Medellin that most people knew. It changed to
Yeah.
Speedwell, but they're quite expensive. And so there's a wonderful couple that their kids go to our school. I won't mention the kids, but I will mention the couple because they are brilliant doctors. They teach all our staff first aid and CPR training and stuff like that. Brian and Ava, they are really, really awesome doctors, and they're really cool, and they have a nice team. And the lady, one of the nurses, you pay 500 RMB for a company to you to do all the stuff. So they take you to the normal hospital, the normal clinic, and
This
they do
is
all the tests.
this is made in, right?
No, no, no,
Or
no. This is
Speedwell.
another. No, no, no. None of them. This is another one. H image,
Okay, okay, okay.
and they do a lot of family doctor stuff as well. So a lot of our parents go to them now. A lot of the teachers go there now because they also accept our social insurance, which Speedwell doesn't. And so yeah, you pay an extra fee. So you go do all the blood tests, and your whole thing gets paid by the social insurance card, but you pay out of pocket 500 RMB. So the lady comes to you and does everything with you. She goes and takes you to the blood tests, the CT scans, translates all the documents of the doctors and you, and does everything. Now, let me tell you, I was like, yeah, damn, bro, that's 500 steep sometimes. But if they do the tests, then they go and collect it for you, and they do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have to go back to the hospital to collect the tests. They do it.
Mm-hmm.
But this 500 I spent went very far, very, very far. And so
Daniel milked that 500.
I milked that 500 for sure. And if it wasn't for her, I would still probably be in the hospital waiting to be seen. And so last week, not this week Wednesday, the following week Wednesday, before we were going to Shenzhen. Now, mind you, we were leaving for Shenzhen on the Thursday night, and this happened on the Wednesday. So I draw blood, fucking lot of blood, because there were like 5 vials of blood they needed, and my hand starts going numb. I'm like, I don't feel great. Next minute, I am switched off. I wake up. I don't remember falling. No shit, because I fainted. But I wake up and I've got something pressing on my head. Like really sore. Something's pressing. And I'm like, and I say I remember waking up, coming to my senses. My eyes are closed.
Side note, for those listening, we are called the Big Belly Pets. And even though we are working on our bellies and stuff, we still just big. We're just big individuals. No matter how
No
fit we are,
one
we're both big. So Daniel falling, that's
in China
and,
is
and that's
no
and
one
that's China,
sitting
and that's dead weight. That's dead weight. Just dropping. So
solid
put that in.
130, 140 kg man going boom,
So just picture
boom.
big ass boulder just falling over. That's not supposed to fall with these small ass, probably women in there.
Tiny little woman.
Continue.
So someone is pressing something against my head and it is paining. It is sore. And I'm like, ow. Because I've fainted before, and I've either fainted on the bed or I've fallen and I've knocked my head, I've bumped it, and I'm like, ow. But here, someone is pressing on me, and my eyes are closed, And I'm like, can you, in English, because no fucking understanding of what Chinese is, just, I can hear
Right.
chaos. I just hear chaos. And I'm like, can you stop pressing so hard, please? And I'm looking, but I'm like blind. And I rub my face on my left side here. And I pull and I feel warm, thick liquid. And I'm like, what's
Jeez.
on me? And I eventually open my eyes and I just see blood. But like I see blood on the floor. I was wearing my t-shirts and I see blood on my hands. My going down my forearm. There's blood everywhere. I'm like, what? And then she keeps pressing hard, and I'm like, ow, ow, okay, all right, I get the thing now. And I've realized now, oh, it's coming from me. And then I'm just like, and the nurse who's with me obviously can speak English, and she's Chinese. She is like, what is going on? Now, if I can describe it to you, it's like a cubicle. It's like a makeshift cubicle that I was sitting in front of. And when I had landed
Is this at the Chinese hospital that they took y'all to?
in the Chinese hospital, yeah. So let me just tell you what I saw. The cubicle where I was inside, I had removed the cubicle from the space. It had shifted completely away from me. I think I almost knocked people off as well.
This
But
nigga moving rooms.
I was moving furniture.
This
And
man is
then
fucking reupholstering the hospital.
the funny shit is, so I say, can I have some water? But now I like shift my body upwards to a sitting position on the floor. And I lean back and I just hear, so I've now shifted more of the wall backwards. And I'm like, okay, there's no stability behind me. I eventually get some more water, drink some water. And then I'm like, okay. And then they said, the bed's coming. So I'm thinking, all right, what do you mean bed's coming? So obviously they're bringing, she's like, Daniel, can you hear me? And I'm like, yes, April, I can hear you. And
Yes,
all I
April.
said, and I was like, can I go home now? That was my thinking. I just want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I just want to go. Can someone just take me? And she was like, Daniel, we can't go home. No. And I'm trying to get up. And she's like, Daniel, what are you doing? And I was like, and I literally said, who's going to help me up, April? Who's going to help me up? And I was looking around and there was no one. They were all like, and I just see, but now mind you, we all get little ticket numbers to go get our blood tests. We're all getting our ticket numbers. Let me tell you, all those people that were waiting for their blood tests disappeared. They had no idea what was going on. Some random foreigner fainted. They were out. They were like, there's something in those needles. They were gone. And eventually, two security guys come and they're like, look at me. And they're like, and then April says, can you get up? And I was like, yeah. So I stagger up and I'm standing. And I was like, let me walk. And she was like, no, Daniel, they're going to check you out. I was like, no one's going to check me out. No one's checking me out. I'm going home. Meanwhile, someone's still trying to hold the thing on my face. Eventually, they get me on the bed and I lie down. It was the most uncomfortable bed in my life. And they wheel me to the emergency room. Now, here's the most depressing, most scariest thing in my life. They wheel me to the general emergency area and they leave me there. And April's now, obviously, thank God for a nurse that is translating everything. She has my card because everything that needed to happen with me, you needed to buy. So you needed to buy the stitches, you needed to buy the medicine, you needed to buy everything. I needed a tetanus shot after this of all fucking things because I hit a steel piece. So
Now, pause. Just for people who's listening, because you're talking about we have to buy everything at the hospital, and just want to let people know if you decide to work in, we're speaking from China because it's the
yeah,
experience we have. You will have insurance, like a medical insurance, if you're
yes, or
working there.
social shirts, yeah.
But yeah, but a lot of that is for the Chinese hospitals that most foreigners don't trust. So we tend to, and I know for me, like, and Lucy had an issue before, our insurance has always been like, you can go to this Chinese hospital, Wu Xi Ming Ting Ting, whatever hospital, and they'll do everything, but a lot of them don't have translators. It's like Chinese General
Yes.
Hospital. So a lot of foreigners will just say, fuck that, we'll bite the bullet, go to the hospital that has English doctors or someone who can speak English so we know what's going on. Not covered by insurance, we'll just pay it out of pocket and deal with it.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is now where HMH goes in, and they really do help. So yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to buy all the stuff. So obviously the doctor then came to the nurse and said, you got to go and buy it. So she leaves. It was the worst 10 minutes of my life. And I can tell you now because I was alone. Obviously, we'd phoned people by then and everyone was aware of what was going on. I phoned Miss Chantal, which is George's wife, practically like my South African mom here in China. I phoned her and I phoned the lady at work, Sunny. So those were the two people. And I was like, Sunny, can you come to the hospital and pick me up when I'm finished and everything like that? Because my director was like, I'm sending Sunny to pick you up. Send her the location. So that was really, really nice that they did that for me. And so while I'm sitting there, and I'm not exaggerating this and I'm not putting anything else, I had seen 4 or 5 people rushing in from emergencies. And I'm right slap bang in the middle of all of this. No one's attending to me at the moment. No one's checking on me. No one's holding my hand, anything like that, which generally does happen in some hospitals if you're lucky enough in your home country. But I'm hearing a guy next to me wheezing, but like you can hear the final breaths leaving this man's body. And next minute, the beep goes beep. And I'm like, and you just see people rushing next to me. And I'm just like, did this guy just die next to me? Like, and when you realize China's huge. There's
Mm-hmm.
9 million people in our city, Shenyang, and it is huge. You got people running in and out of this hospital. And I was feeling like sick to my core. I was like, this is not where I want to be right now. And I was like, everyone was like, you can't come back to work. There's no ways you're going back to work. And I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. And I was actually going to go to George's house, and like his wife was going to like give me something to drink, and like I was just going to sit there so I'm not like alone. Because this was traumatic. It was traumatic to wake up with your head cut open. And eventually they'd move me out of the emergency room to go do the stitches. And I
Mm-hmm.
had the nicest, smallest, youngest little girl doctor. She came up to like under my armpit type thing. And she was like, she didn't speak English, but she was just so nice, so cute, so everything really cool. And she did the stitches. She injected the numbing thing in my face. She did the tetanus shot. She just flipped my switch. I felt like I just was like, because then I eventually moved into a nicer room with a nicer bed to do my stitches. I was like, why do I get a private room? Cool beans. And it was the suture. What you call it? What's it called again? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's suture.
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 That's it. Yeah, stitches. So it was the stitching room. And afterwards, the lady from work came, and the nurse was still there, and everything was finishing up. And she was like, all right, you do have a CT scan to do still. And I was like, well, I can do that. I'm walking now fine, and my mind is now back to normal, and my stomach is less wheezy. And then I was like, okay, I'm going back to school. And I had this giant bandage, this huge bandage wrapped around my head. And
This
then
man.
I go to
This
work.
man.
I finished work. Work was fine. I get home. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Stitches. There was 5 stitches in, 6 stitches in. What was funny though is that after Shenzhen, the bandages were obviously gone, and I still had the stitches in for the week. The kids were more enthralled with my stitches than the bandage. They couldn't stop staring at it. And I have middle school students and I have high school students, and they're like, "Can we touch it? Can we touch it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, you can touch the stitches on my face." But yeah, heads up, if you're ever in a foreign country, link yourself up with a hospital that you know, people that you know, their policies, their procedures, how do they help you? What's your costing involved? What can you use? Can you use your insurance card? Obviously, if you're in bigger cities like Shenzhen, Beijing, Shanghai, you'll have a lot more options, a lot more services available. Like I've known in Shanghai and Beijing, there's like actual foreign doctors that actually do all these things. But in smaller cities like Shenyang, which is not really a small city, you can get much, much, much smaller. See if you can link up. And even if you can't find a hospital, find a friend that will go with you,
Yeah.
because that is also vital. Like, it is
Yeah.
not fun. It is not a nice experience. You are away from home. And I think it's like there was no feeling like, oh, I want to go home. No, I just wanted to come back to this place where I am now and just lie down without people staring at me because this random foreigner is bleeding all over the floor. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is how I have given myself a thing on my
Yes, man.
head.
Was that your first experience in the Chinese hospital?
I've been there a couple of times with like medical tests, like having my how do I put it? When you've been swabbed downstairs, yes,
Uh,
medical
I don't know.
checkups. Uh huh.
They did that. They did it to you in Shenyang?
Yeah, when I had to flip and peel back because I'm not circumcised, I
Okay.
had to peel back,
All
and they
right.
took a.
Okay. We didn't see, man. There's some things about each other that, even though you my boy, I don't need to know about your body, bro. I like knowing the fact that I never knew that. Damn, bro. Why would you?
Oh,
As soon as
sick!
you said
I just.
downstairs, we got it. We didn't need extra. You didn't need to take another step further. God damn, bro. I like, man. You just ruined that part for me. It's like telling somebody Santa Claus ain't real, bro. You just ruined that moment for me, bro. Damn.
I'm,
Jeez, I got it. I'm 33. I know what it means when you say downstairs.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
bro.
I was just trying to paint a
I
picture,
got
but
it. I do. That's a picture I'd never want to see, bro. I never want to see that picture.
but no, this was my first traumatic experience, not awkward
I've
situations.
at least in China, when they do those tests, because you got to get them like every year or something like that.
Well, it's
Uh,
funny enough, I haven't received it since I've joined my international school, and I think it's because we're different. We're not. There's a lot of different policies in place for it.
it, well, me whenever I've heard
Yeah,
stories
but
of like when we
kindergarten,
go and
yes,
get
we
the
needed it.
checkups, but like I never did the whole downstairs thing in China. I was like,
I
I don't
never did
trust them.
it.
So
Yeah, first
whenever
two
they
years
asked
never did
me,
it.
I was like, nah. I was like, nah. I think one time maybe asked me like, "Do you want us to check?" And I'm like, I'm like, nah, it's straight. I'm telling you, it's straight.
Trust me, it's straight.
so,
Don't have to
so
do it.
like, nah. But
I remember the one time they were like, "You can do it yourself," and all of us looked at that, yes. And then, then they were like, "Oh, you can do this test yourself. Would you like to do it?" We were like, "Yes," but we didn't know what we were doing. So we were like, so the one guy's like, "But what do I have to do?" And the doctor says, "Let me show you." And we were like,
Okay.
So we sent someone in there, and he came out and he was like, "Do it yourself. You need to do this." And
Okay.
it did for you. And we were like, "What do we have to do?" Okay. He's like, "Yes, I have to
Yeah,
explain
yeah,
to you because the doctor's going to show you, and you don't want him to show you." So yes.
gotcha. Um, but I've only had I never had a nothing. The one time that I had an issue in China in the hospital, I went to go. I think I was sick or something. I never had like nothing crazy, but I think I was like sick, and I had to go to Maiden, and because it was right down the street from my old spot. And I remember I was in there sitting in some room, and I just randomly had a nosebleed. And boy, when I had a nosebleed, these people started freaking out. They were, because at the time it was oh, this is around the time, you remember, it was at one point that like it was a lot of cases or something coming from South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so when this happened, and I had this rant because I was like sitting there, they were like doing like some little, where they put it on your arm and checking your
Yeah, they're checking your
oxygen levels.
vitals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just sitting there and I was just like, oh shit, my nose is bleeding. That's all. I was like, oh, I told the lady my nose is bleeding. She's like, And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Because because COVID was still kind of going on. I'm like, they finna quarantine me. It's finna be a whole thing. And the doctors came in masked up. First thing they asked me, have you been to South Africa lately? And I was like,
Sure,
in my
yeah. I
head, I'm
went there
thinking, I
last
was
week.
like, yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, when?
When do
when?
you want me? My best friend's from
when?
South Africa, and he hasn't gone home in 4 years.
Yeah.
The
Well,
fuck?
then they asked me that. They was like, I was like, no. So then they were like, well, are you around anyone that has just been to South Africa? And I was like, no. And then they said, do you have any South African friends? And I was like, oh shit, oh shit, because I got because at this time it wasn't just you.
It
It
was
was a few of
Jen,
y'all.
yeah, a few of us.
I was
Like
like,
we were
ah,
just
shit.
we just got the virus because we South African. Yeah, we just
I was like,
inherited it
so I
from
think I told
some.
him I said, well, I've seen South African people before. I don't really know. I don't really know any of them, but I've seen them.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
they
around.
around.
But yeah, but I
uh,
never had an issue. But when I know, and Lucy can tell you more about it, she's had twice. But the only time I remember was when she broke her wrist.
yeah, when riding on the scooter.
She was riding on the scooter, and I think she like slipped on some ice, and
Yeah,
she fell and broke her wrist. To be fair, I underplayed it when she came into the because she felt like right outside of our school. When she came into the school holding her wrist, I'm thinking, she probably just sprained it or something. But there's so many small bones in your wrist that she did break a few. Um, so I was like, it was cold outside. She was a bit shaken up, et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, okay, we need to go to the hospital because it's like in the morning on like a Saturday. And I'm like, we can't, like, obviously, you can't teach with your wrist is freshly broken. You're not about to teach a class.
Mm.
So I remember we went to one of the teachers, like, okay, go to this hospital. We went to some Chinese hospital. And then we get there and they were like, no foreigners. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we don't help foreigners. This is a Chinese only hospital. Mind you, Lucy's still like broken, holding her wrist. So we had to like, I remember it was a KFC next door. So we went into KFC to like sit down because it was freezing outside.
Mm.
And I was like on my phone trying to be like, okay, where can I go? Where can I go? She's sitting there, wrist broken, shaking up. And I remember my old boss, I can't stand this wench. My old boss, she called and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, we're trying to find another hospital because this hospital said there's no foreigners. And she was on some like, well, no, you can go in there and say this. I'm like, look, I don't speak Chinese. I'm not about to go in there and argue with these people.
Yeah,
They're not gonna let us in. They're not gonna let us in. Y'all not here to fight for us.
yeah. No one came with
So
us. So what do you want?
yeah. So, but I remember my boss asked, uh, well, Nick, while you're doing that, you can just send her to the hospital, send Lucy to the hospital. You can come back and teach your class. I was like, I'm not sending her by herself. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not. No. What do you mean? And then she tried to. Eventually, fast forward, we ended up going to some hospital. We got in Chinese hospital. I feel like Chinese hospitals are very like the country in itself. It's very bribe heavy. I feel like if you can pay a doctor X amount of money to the side, you can get moved to the front of the line.
Yeah,
I've peeped this and we still ended up getting her in there. She got checked and everything, gave her a cast. But like, I remember while we was in there, my boss called again. It was like, how's it going with her wrist? And I'm like, it's broken, but we're still trying to get it sorted out. And she was like, okay, well, can she come back and teach? I'm like, no. What are you? It was just it pissed me off when their culture is like, if you're not dead, you
you
can
can
still go to
come.
work.
Yeah,
You can still go to work. So, but the hospital it was just, we went to a Chinese hospital. It was just weird, man. And when she was showing us our x-rays, it was like people was coming into the office, looking over her shoulder and stuff. Uh, it's not a lot of privacy in a Chinese
no
hospital
privacy,
sometimes.
zero. Like even
There's
if you're
no
doing a general
privacy.
check-in, there will
Yeah.
be like a queue outside the door of the doctor, and then
The
you'd
door's
like
wide open.
fight your way in. You have to fight your
Yeah,
way in.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like no one's got a ticket number there, and then like you have zero privacy. I mean, if they're checking out something private, like not a
Man, we
uh,
I, Lucy could tell. I know one time she had to do like the female check on everything down there,
mm,
and of course when they put a camera in the women and they take a picture and the doctor takes it in and shows you you're healthy, you're not healthy, et cetera, et cetera. I remember Lucy was like in the doctor's office, like the doctor had the pictures of the inside of her on this table, and they're talking. And while they're doing it, she was like, "There's people like in the queue right outside of the office door, like coming in, just like looking over Lucy's show, looking at all her pictures."
mm.
And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
It's like watching a show for them.
yeah. So that was just like, yeah. So I don't mess with Chinese. And then she had one time she had to do like some birth control thing, and they put her in a room with like a lady who just had a hysterectomy or something like that. But she was like just sitting on the table, like bleeding, and Lucy was just sitting there, like, "What the fuck?" Like it's.
Mm. It's hardcore. It's
Yeah,
different.
so
It's
this is why
hardcore.
going back, this is why we go to the international hospitals. We just pay the extra coin
Yeah.
to
Or you
have
can go to
privacy
the
and have
hospitals, but
normal.
just take someone to translate and fight your way around it.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's
Like
also better.
I've when I went in for I forgot what it was for something else, and no, I went in one time. It was a weird thing. Because I went to go get my vision checked. I did like a vision test to go get like new contacts and glasses and stuff. So we had to go to like some hospital stuff. But I got one of the teachers from Richardson. Who did I get to go with me? It wasn't it wasn't one of the ladies that was in the learning center. It was one of the ladies from the kindergarten. It was what's the lady with the glasses who's always taking everybody everywhere? Well, they all got glasses. Um,
Julie.
the slim. No, it's the slim one. The slim one. She was taking me to like do your passports and all that stuff. She
Susan.
was real skinny. Susan. Yeah. And Susan took me, and we went to some hospital. It was just weird in there. It was just crazy weird. I'm glad I had her with me because we got to a point in the hospital. I was like, I don't even know where I'm at in this hospital.
Yeah.
And
I was with the nurse and she was going, up, I was just
yeah,
following, bing,
oh,
bing, 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 bong, bong, in. Good. Got it.
yeah. So yeah, if you them hospitals, man. If you listen to this, if you go abroad, man, if you go into
Yeah.
a foreign hospital, please, if they don't speak English, please take somebody with you that you trust to
Yeah.
translate.
Yeah.
Otherwise, pay that extra money, man, and go to an English speaking hospital. I've paid a fair amount in English speaking hospitals that was expensive, but I was like, I'll pay that again if someone can tell me verbatim what's wrong, what I need to do,
Yeah.
rather than I'll just pay it.
Indeed.
So yeah, man. Um, we ain't got to talk too much about fantasy football because Daniel's doing terrible.
I'm at the bottom, or somewhere at the bottom.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I am. I'm
Well,
like,
that's
I've got a
because
losing record. I've got a losing record. Okay, losing record.
it's because Tyreek Hill ain't saving you since Tua's
back.
about to be
Tua's
like
back. Here
water boy.
comes Tyreek. Tua's back.
That's
Here
not
comes
good.
Tyreek. The running is
I
coming.
don't. No.
Playoff is on the line.
I know. Tua needs to retire, man.
Bro, if I win this fantasy, if I win it, I am gloating
If you
for a
if you
fucking year.
win it, if you win it, I'll still be in the league. I'm not being the commissioner. I'm not running it. Somebody else got to run it.
So you'd be commissioner if Justin wins it.
Okay, that last year didn't count.
So what happens? Why become not commissioner if I win it? What's this so dick? I've been struggling. I'm not going to win it.
I feel like 2 years in a row of the two most unlikely people of that league that year to win it. I just think I need to step down. I need to step down. I still be in the league. I still own my team. I just need to step down as far as commissioner. But Justin's been paying. He's been doing his transfers and stuff. So it's like
he's in the bottom. He's playing. He's being involved and he's at the bottom. You second. Do you know that, right?
See, I'm in 5 leagues, bro, and it's hard to keep up.
Okay, all right, but you're the commissioner of this league.
But yeah.
Justin's the same thing as me, because It's you got a 5-2 record, so you second. You tied second with Corey, and then Don's got a 4-3. He's nice and comfy at fourth, and then 1, 2, 3. Three of us have got a 3-4 record. Yes. Do you want a running back?
So
I got one.
no, no,
Do you
no,
want to
no, no,
trade?
no.
I got Travis Etienne.
No, no, no.
I'm
I'm
done
about
with
to.
him.
That's why I'm in another league and I need to pick up a running back. That's This is for my. So I'm in another league and several leagues, but this one league that I'm in, they are guys here that I play ball with
The
here.
British guys.
Yeah. They don't like the fantasy ESPN fantasy app, so they like this sleeper app. I hate this app, bro. I hate the app. I hate the way it's set up. I hate this app, and I forget to check it. So I'm 3-4, but I've lost 2 games because I've had like guys who just were on buys and I didn't check it because I forget to check this app. And then when I see
then
the
on
name,
our
like,
league, you got Malik Nebaz.
I drafted him.
Yeah, you drafted him, and he is number 1 receiver.
He's number 1 receiver, but it's also Daniel Jones. So
he's number 1 receiver with Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is poo though.
He's number 1 receiver with Daniel Jones. That's how good he is.
Yeah. No, I got you.
He's got like averaging 20 points per game, but he's above Justin Jefferson. He scored nicely on that. He's won you a couple of games.
5-2. Okay.
Like he doesn't pay attention. This is Nick playing it off.
Well, because
he knows exactly where I am. He knows exactly how bad I'm doing.
Let's see how
Daniel's quietly in the shadows. I've just told you where I am. I'm 3-4.
You're not bottom?
Yeah, I might as well be.
You're tied for 5th?
Yeah, I'm in the playoff spot for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
3-4.
And I think I'm gonna beat Louis this weekend in case no one else decides to just walk off the field in my games.
Who am I playing? Who's nailed it?
Nailed it is. Oh, you're playing Lewis. You're playing top 2.
Top 2.
Top 2.
Projected to win.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, you got Justin Jefferson, gave you a nice 20 there.
Are you in Don's group?
Yeah, the other one.
How you doing in there? Let me see.
I don't know. That one I pay less attention to.
A lot of us are 4-3. And then Frank is 5-2.
Yeah, I think we're all 4-3.
And Drew and Lewis are all 4-3, and Don's 4-3. Yeah. Who am I playing?
That's correct.
I'm playing Louis. Nut and don't tell.
I'm playing someone Cumberbatch. I'm playing the bottom. That Cumberworth guy.
Cumberworth. Don't know.
Yes, we all 4-3, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of us. Damn. Yeah, there's only the top 4 make it in this playoff.
Top 4?
Yeah, only top 4.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, top 4 make it. The rest don't. That one's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're coming to the end of episode 34.
Quick thing, shows and movies. You told me I need to watch Venom.
Yeah, Venom's good, guys. If you're planning on watching Venom, it's not a waste of time at all. Apparently, like according to people watching Joker, Venom's plot is very thin. The Last Dance. There's a lot of side stories that come into it, which is really, really cool, and you would want more from it. You are left wanting more, but the humor point of view, all I can say is I wish Venom would meet Deadpool because those two would kick it off really well.
What was I going to say? Have you seen Joker 2? I've heard terrible reviews about it.
Yes, I haven't. We spoke about this last time, that it's a musical.
Oh, yeah. It's a musical.
So I've avoided it. And I mean, the first Joker, it was good, but I'm not a fan of it all. So if it's not
the second one, yeah. The second one, I want to watch it, but I'm not in a rush. It's not like
if it comes out on my TV box and I watch it for free.
Yeah.
And you know the nice thing is, as soon as it becomes like a musical, like number, and it starts singing, I can just go, bye. I'll see you.
I'm watching, I think I've told you about this show called From.
Yeah. Apparently I've been told to watch it as well. I will get to it. I'll find the time.
Yeah.
I will find the time. Tomb Raider, the animation, has come out on Netflix, the first season. I think it's an animated one. Yeah. It is really, really good. It's on the same style of animation than the Blue Eyed Samurai. Obviously not as good
Ooh,
as the Blue Eyed Samurai, but it is 16 plus. So there is good content on there. It's not a child's show. It was actually
boobies.
really, really good, and it's well written. It is really well written because obviously, like with animations, the writers can be more accurate and more play with the twists and the turns, which you might not be able
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
because obviously, like Tomb Raider is more like how do I say it, like more supernatural aspects as well to
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So it was really, really cool to have that part to it, not just the Lara Croft, not the Lara Croft, Angelina Jolie type things, where
Yeah,
sometimes being live action could miss a lot of things. But
yeah, you
this
can't
is
do certain
actually,
things.
yeah, this was really, really good. It was a solid
Okay.
series.
Um, Last recommendation is for you and for those. Have you ever watched Samurai Jack? Old cartoon.
Yeah, yeah, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack used to go hard, right?
Yeah,
For those who's listening, the guy who created Samurai Jack, Jenny Tartakovsky, or whatever his name is, he
yeah.
has a new show. I don't know if it's new, but it's 2 seasons out. It's called Primal, Primal. My dad put me on this show. It's Adult Swim show, but I watch it on. It's not on my box. It's on Channel 4 in the UK. But anyways, it's a show called Primal. If you like same guy who made Samurai Jack, so same style, the show is dope. Uh, it's basically a caveman and a T-Rex dinosaur become partners or mates, or I don't even know if you say
Okay, cool.
friends. But it's like when I say that, it's not like we are all buddy buddy. It's still like 16 and over or 17 and over. Like there's bodies is dropping, you know, stuff is coming off. And I'm on the second season, and I think I'm on like second episode, like 3 or 4, and the first word has just been spoken.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there's no,
No
so he's a
dialogue.
caveman. There's no dialogue. He's a caveman, so and then there's a T
The
Rex who just
dinosaur.
roars.
Rah, rah. So it's
Yeah.
rah, ho, ho, rah, rah, ho, ho.
No, not even like that. Like the T Rex just roars.
Okay, so he's just going
He just loud roars,
rah.
and then the caveman just yells. But yeah, the first word just got spoken, and no. I think the first word gets spoken the last episode of the first season.
Season. Okay.
First word, yeah, of season 1, the first word is spoken, and then like season 2, episode like 3 or 4, you hear like the first string of dialogue.
Okay.
So, but it is good. It is good. The first episode, shit hits the fan. You like, oh, we on that. So
Okay.
it's called Primal. I do recommend it. Episodes like 20 minutes or so.
Nice.
But it's called Primal, and it is good. I love it. So I recommend that. If you were like a Samurai Jack fan, it's the same creator who did that. This is his new show. So I
Cool.
do recommend it. So
Nice.
dad jokes, only got one.
I do have one. I'll say it because it's a little bit naughty. I got two. I've been saying
I
them.
got one.
So do you want me to go first?
Yeah. You do
So
one, I do one, and then you finish it off. Pause.
all right. So what did the one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob?
I've heard this. Isn't like how's it hanging?
If we don't get the support we need, they're gonna call us nuts.
Yeah, I've heard that. Something like that. Um, Mine is when 2 people have sex, it's a twosome.
Mm-hmm.
When 3 people have sex, it's a threesome. Now I know why they call you handsome.
Boom, boom. Well played. Well played. Well played. Well played. So what is the what would you say a ginger is missing from the party?
What
What
would
would
I
they be
say? A
missing?
ginger is
What would they be missing from the party?
missing the fun, the day.
the invite.
Oh, you showed me this of the Asian guy ripping that redhead chick.
Destroying the poor person. I felt after that. I was just like, ooh, ooh.
He just hit like
But
8
that
jokes
one
back
joke
to
I
back.
just said was like, that was the safest joke he said. The rest were just going boom, 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 boom. I'm just like,
He was
I would be
he
changing
would
my
just start with
color
like, "What do
right
you call a ginger?" And she's just like, "Oh." Everybody's like, "Yo." He's like, as soon as he finished, so what do you call a ginger? What does he say? He was like, "What do you call it? How do you high five a ginger? Or how does a ginger high five?"
five.
They just clap. It's like he's
I
killing
was
this
just
guy.
like, yo, savage. Oh.
Yeah, he was ripping them
That guy
gingers.
he's bad. He's bad sometimes. He was like, what type of virus does
I
you
don't
know?
remember
It's
this one.
COVID 9/11. So savage. I'm like, what? Yo. I was like, yo, too much.
Yeah. His name was like Alan or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
He's
just,
good because he does it like with a straight face.
yeah. There's
He's
no.
very
The
deadpan.
Asians guy, and then you got the Indian guy, but the Asian guy is just like whoop. He's like,
Yeah.
and everyone just goes crazy with him. But yeah, he was just, and that Ginger, she wasn't even laughing. She was just going.
She wasn't laughing.
She was like, the rest of them were
But the
hosing
whole
themselves. And she's just going, please end this. please.
Then it'd be a pause. He'd be like, "So what do you call a ginger?" I'm like, "Oh, he's still going."
He came with one intention to just destroy. I would have gone home that day and been like, all right, we are changing the color of my hair. I need to change the color.
This is the end of the episode because I gotta go and make some moves. We reached the end of episode. What episode
34?
is this? 34.
34.
Episode Sancha. And episode 34 will be releasing soon. Episode 30. Oh, are we still doing the Wednesday waffle, the blue waffle?
Yep. Whoa, it's not a blue waffle. What? Why would you say that? Don't. Why? Why would you say that? That's get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Hey, okay, but that's cool. But we had to learn about your foreskin today. So every day's a learning day, kids.
Don't Google blue waffle, please. We are not. That is Nick's private view of life. We do not need to big belly pass.
Well, you said every Wednesday we're doing a waffle.
Yes, it's called a Wednesday waffle. It's a check-in. It's like a men's mental health thing. Not what? I sent you the video and you're like, oh no, I get it.
First of all, I didn't sound like. Don't make me sound like I'm like I'm stupid. I don't sound like no, I didn't. No. Because you and Lucy do terrible voice impressions of me. It gets under my skin. Because Lucy makes me sound like I'm a country bumpkin when she talks. So yeah, I don't sound like that.
But yes, you did go. Yes. Okay, now no.
Okay.
Because I think Charles saw the Instagram first, and then when I made the video, when I made the group, I was like, this is what we're gonna do. And then you then watched it and you were like, okay, now I got it.
All right, makes sense.
30-second, 60-second. If just a heads up, everyone, if you're thinking of doing something really cool, I saw it on Instagram. I can't say the guy's name. I can't remember it. I have the video somewhere. We'll share it on our page. But they were a group of guys, 3 guys in a group, and every Wednesday they just did like a minute video check-in. Like,
where you at? What you doing? Where you?
Yeah,
at?
how's life doing this week and everything like that. And yeah, it was just a really nice check-in with people that you associate yourself with and people that you can be yourself around with. That's it. That's all that counts.
All right, cool. Well, yep. End of the episode. We out of here. Big belly pats. Y'all stay safe. Y'all have a good one, folks. Peace.